Now then, people, welcome to another daily instalment of the Top Flight News Bite on the Just Joe Football Show. Before we get into it, as always, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 3K, not too far to go now. Remember, these are coming at you daily. We've got loads of exciting content coming for the Euros as well, so please keep it locked at the Just Joe Football Show. Make sure you get your comments in and, of course, get that notification bell smashed. We have got loads of top flight news to run through with you today, so get strapped in and enjoy the video. You heard it right. It's going to be Just Joe, and it's going to be all about football. He's sure to send Bamford, it's in! Yes! Yes! I don't see many more appearances from Pablo. Fantastic, inaugural guest. I have to pull out the big guns. So guys, we're going to start, of course, first of all, breaking news. I mentioned this yesterday on yesterday's Top Flight News Bite, but Mauricio Pochettino is in talks with Spurs. I was thinking, surely this cannot happen for him to go, then bring Mourinho, fall off the edge of a cliff. He's gone out to France. Yes, he's won the French Cup, not won the league. It's not really worked out. He's not really happy. He still has a home in North London. His child plays for Watford. There's a lot of moving parts, and it's a realistic possibility that Mauricio Pochettino is going to return back to London and back to Spurs. It would see him leave Paris Saint-Germain after less than 6 months in charge. I think it's an absolute madness. I said to you, there's going to be plenty of player movement. There's going to be plenty of managerial movement. And I mean, that frees up a position then at PSG. Obviously, we heard yesterday that Zidane has decided to leave Real Madrid with immediate effect. You've got Allegri is set to join Juventus. The agreement is now imminent after Pirlo will be sacked, or has been sacked. So Allegri's decided to accept Juventus because Real Madrid were taking too long with the Zinedine Zidane saga, but there's a position now at Real Madrid. What will happen with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? We know yesterday that obviously they got beat. And listen, he showed how tactically inept he was for me. The lack of substitutions. And look, I'm not a Manchester United fan. You've seen that in my reaction to the Villarreal goal. But if I'm Manchester United, I'm thinking, right, let's make a move. Ollie, it's not working out. There's loads out there, We know as well, guys, that Conte has reached an agreement with Inter Milan to part ways immediately. He's gone. He's been there 2 seasons and won the Serie A title within, the first time in like 11 years. And apparently yesterday he was favourite for the Spurs job, but now we know that Pochettino is, and it looks like Pochettino will be there. But that Conte being 3 is going to free up, a top manager to go to a club. You've got Zidane, you've got Conte, Pochettino. It's the managerial merry-go-round, and there's going to be plenty of player movement in as well. Just on Spurs as well, the board are deciding whether or not to push ahead with Joachim Andersen. He's their main target as a centre-back. He wants to stay in the Premier League. Many European clubs are interested. We know he spent time on loan at Fulham, but they're after Joachim Andersen, and they do need changes at the back 100%. It's a totally different Tottenham that Pochettino would be moving into. Maybe if Pochettino goes, it might help them keep Kane for a couple more seasons. It may well do just that. There's, just on Spurs as well, they've confirmed today the departures of Danny Rose and Paulo Gazzaniga following the conclusion of their contracts. Where will they end up? Not really asked. I remember Leeds fans wanting Danny Rose a certain section. Crazy talk, crazy talk. Maybe he'll go to the Championship. I'm not sure. Gianluigi Donnarumma as well. He's going to leave AC Milan as a free agent in the next few weeks. The decision's been made, and it's confirmed by the Milan director, Maldini, that the goalkeeper will be on his way out. And apparently Chelsea are in talks to bring Donnarumma to Stamford Bridge. That would be a great signing. I know they had Mendy. They've got the most expensive goalkeeper in the world in Kepa Arrizabalaga. So one of them is going to move on. Surely one of them too. I mean, for me, if you're Mendy, you're coming in, then they sign Donnarumma, you don't want to be playing second fiddle, so maybe he moves on. But I think getting Donnarumma, and if they were to get a Harry Kane, I'm not saying they will, but a Haaland, someone to lead that line, Chelsea will be an absolute machine next season. Just on Chelsea as well, Dortmund have been in contact with deals for possibly 2 homegrown players from Chelsea, Tammy Abraham and Callum Hudson-Odoi. Both have been told they are now surplus to requirements at Stamford Bridge, and have been told, look, you can leave. And apparently that has alerted Borussia Dortmund who are in the hunt for Tammy Abraham and Callum Hudson-Odoi. I, as a Leeds United fan, was banging the Abraham drum. I think he's a top quality striker. I can't believe he hasn't been getting game time at Chelsea. I think he's one of their top scorers. I mean, Jorginho's their top scorer, I think, and he's a bloody penalty taker. You know what I mean? He's not a goal getter, is he? He's not like Frank Lampard from back in the day, for example. But listen, seeing Patrick Bamford end the season will, and Rodrigo doing so, I'm not too fussed now on the Abraham move, but they could be going out to Germany along with Hudson-Odoi, so you may see them leave England. As I mentioned to you earlier, obviously, Zinedine Zidane is going to leave Real Madrid. He's an absolute legend, both on and off the pitch. He won 3 Champions League, 2 La Ligas, 2 Super Cups, 2 Super Copas, 2 Club World Championships. Absolute legend, but his time has come at Real Madrid and he is going to leave. Of course, as well, yesterday, Villarreal beat Manchester United. He took there for the Europa League Championship after one of the highest quality penalty shootouts in history. It certainly was that. David De Gea hasn't saved a penalty now for years. He just doesn't save penalties. And of course, it was him that missed the penultimate penalty, meaning that Villarreal. I've seen a brilliant video today of Alberto Moreno, formerly of Liverpool, rubbing it in the Manchester United fans' faces. Naturally, there was a little part of me watching it wanting Dan James to miss, because I was going to be like, Agent James, but it wasn't to be. But they lost anyway, it is. And I think for me, if I'm the board at Manchester United, I'm moving Ollie on. Time's up now, mate. Move on. No good. Obviously, he failed in 4 semi-finals. He gets to his first final, and I thought he was just tactically inept. And Unai Emery basically made the tie go the way it did. He controlled everything. He made changes. He did stuff. Whereas Manchester United just put out 11 players and expected them to win the game and didn't do anything else. You know, inept. A little bit of a sobering thought after it. You know, we've seen Marcus Rashford has said he's received at least 70 racial slurs on social media following the defeat. I mean, come on, it's 2021. Like, I don't understand this current... It's never gone away, racism, but it seems to be so prevalent at the moment. And I don't know whether it's because we have all these movements that people are angry by that and want to be even more racist. I don't know. I can't speak and I can't profess to know, being a white Englishman. I can't. But I just think it's sickening to see. And I've seen Rashford mention today that one of the posts came from a maths teacher. It's an open profile. He's not even hiding behind an avatar. And he is a maths teacher. Yo, if my kid's going to that school, I'm going in and I'm grabbing that maths teacher by the neck and he's taking a 1 bomb to the face, first of all. But if he's teaching kids and he has that going on in his head, the guy isn't... Honestly, it's just really sickening to see that over football... Not even just over football. It's a trivial thing, right? But anything. There should be no racism whatsoever. But to see that's the go-to thing for these fake accounts, for these people, isn't that maths teacher, yo? Imagine that's your kid getting taught by this guy who's going on like that. And it's a madness. I don't want to say too much because I get very, very cross with stuff like that. And I just, heart goes out to Marcus Rashford for receiving that. No one should be, no matter what goes on, should be, you know, racially abused. Shouldn't be abused. Fact, it is what it is. Social media is such a dirty, horrible place for it, and I hate to see it. But thoughts with Marcus Rashford and anyone that suffers any racial abuse. Moving on, guys. Pep Guardiola has said and come out. I never thought he did have any intention, but he's come out and said, I have no intention to leave Manchester City, even if we'll win the Champions League on Saturday. I'm staying. We're already planning for new signings together with the City board. They're going to get stronger. Chelsea's going to get stronger. Liverpool's going to get stronger. Man United are going to buy. Whether or not they'll get stronger, it depends if Ollie's still at the wheel, crashing the bus. It's going to be a massive season. I'm really, really excited for it. And we've only just finished the last one. But Pep Guardiola is staying on. As I said to you earlier, Allegri is to be appointed as the Juve manager. So that's done. Pirlo has been sacked. Also, guys, a bit of a strange one. Obviously, we know, I brought you the news the other day that Liverpool have all but signed Konate from RB Leipzig. They are not going to take up the deal on Kabak. You're thinking they're looking at Nat Phillips, Reece Williams, Virgil van Dijk, all these players. But it turns out they are now actually willing to listen to offers for Nat Phillips. they're ready to sell him this summer. So that's a bit of an odd one, considering they didn't take up the Kabak deal. But there you go. They're going to listen to homegrown talent in Nat Phillips. He may be leaving Liverpool this summer. Some news at Arsenal as well. And if I'm an Arsenal fan, this one excites me, to be honest. Granit Xhaka has chances to leave Arsenal this summer, as well as Willian, Hector Bellerin, and many other players. They need a massive clean out at Arsenal, don't they? And apparently it's AS Roma, Jose Mourinho's Roma, that is interested in signing Granit Xhaka. There are also Bundesliga clubs in the race. I don't know why. I don't really rate the guy. Never have. I don't think he's up to much. So if I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm like, yes, get Granit Xhaka in the bin. But let's never forget what he did when he was captain of that club. You know, had that armband on, and he's giving abuse to the fans. Listen, if that's Leeds United, you're never playing for the football club again. Fact. But yeah, Granit Xhaka could be moved on, along with Willian, which it didn't really work. I thought that would be a great season. He had a great opening game, and he was terrible, wasn't he, Willian? And obviously, Hector Bellerin may move on as well. They are interested in Basuma. We know how good Basuma is at Brighton. I think Brighton fans are resigned to the fact that he is going to move on. I think he will move on to a top 6 club, and apparently Arsenal are one of the options. I think if Arsenal have a good summer, they could well do bits next season. I'm not saying they're going to challenge for the title, but they're linked, as I mentioned to you yesterday, with the likes of Emi Buendia, now Basuma. They're better than what they have. And I know a lot of Arsenal fans might look at it and think, nah, we should be up with, you know, you've got to remember where you are as a football club. And I think Basuma and Emi Buendia immediately improved that football club. But as we know with Basuma, Liverpool are apparently in the race too. So watch that space for this one. And just to finish, guys, as well, Tomori, he's looking to join AC Milan on a permanent deal. I think he was very, very unlucky to not be included in the England squad, if you ask me. Looks like if you're not playing in England, and if you don't play for a club that Gareth Southgate's either played for or loves, then you ain't getting a look in. But yeah, apparently talks will be ongoing after the Champions League final, which is this Saturday, which you can catch on the Just Joe Football Show on a live watch along. But apparently Chelsea are not willing to accept anything lower than £28 million buyout option. That's 28 million euros. But Tomori wants to go, I think, 28 million euros. I don't know what that equates to in millions, but that's very hefty for me personally. But I think Tomori is a good centre-back, and it looks like he's destined for AC Milan. That was the top flight news, but I hope you liked it. I enjoyed it. I like bringing it to you. Keep viewing it. Keep checking out the Daily Leeds. Just Joe Reacts. I'm sure that we'll get a retained list soon from Leeds United, so I will react to that news as well. Will Alioski stay, won't he? We'll have to wait and see. But thank you as always for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in a bit.